First question, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, it's not every day something like this happens. Just kind of take us through, how you found out your communication with Coach Cliff, and how you go about preparing for this type of situation.
Well, it started yesterday. We were going to have a practice, and we had some issues there, and then we had to cancel practice. And then he called back this morning and said that he couldn't come in because of the protocols, and I was going to be coaching, and he didn't know exactly how long just yet. But for the night, I'm gonna coach, and fortunately for him, he don't have any symptoms. He's feeling fine, and we'll just proceed on.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Ty, we're still trying to learn a little bit about the enhanced protocols. What was your team able to do in terms of prep this afternoon for this game?
Well, we just had we usually would have a morning walkthrough. We couldn't come in until this afternoon after 5. Well, it's 8 o'clock game, so we came in at 5 instead of 4 for a 7 o'clock game. Did a walkthrough just on the floor. Went through some situations that they're going to run, kind of review some stuff that we want to do on the floor. And that's it. We're getting ready for the game now. So because of the protocols, we couldn't come in this morning.
Christos Saltis, Sport DNA.
Hello, Coach. Hope you're doing well. How could you describe the mood in the team right now, and what could we expect from your players tonight?
Well, obviously the mood is concerned. They're concerned for Coach. It's a good group of guys. One of their guys are down. So like everybody, we're concerned for him. But fortunately, he's feeling well. And then we know we have a game to play. Indiana's not going to feel sorry for us, so we know we're trying to build a culture where we continue to compete and figure out where we are and who we are. And we want to continue to do that to make ourselves proud, and then to help Coach feel better about his situation.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
In terms of the Pacers for the game tonight, injuries have had them playing, smaller and with a quicker pace. What have you seen from the Pacers as you've prepared for this game tonight?
Well, just that. They're speeding up the floor. I think they're 5th in pace in the league. One of the best scoring teams in the league. Brogdon and LeVert is really picking the pace up, and McDermott is really shooting it, and then McConnell's coming in and increasing the pace as well. So we have to make sure we get back in transition, not give them early easy baskets. They do a great job of attacking the paint. I think they're second in points at the rim, so we got to make sure we get back and keep them out of our paint.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Ty, us writers, TV people were told that Wendell will be able to play tonight. Does he face any sort of restriction or limitation on how much he's able to play?
Yeah, we're great. We're happy to have him back in the lineup, but there are some minute restrictions on him, so he will start. We'll take him out and put him back, but he's going to have restricted minutes for the next couple of games.
Go ahead, Josh.
Obviously, this is a strange occurrence to have the head coach have to sit out a game. How valuable is your experience in this situation, and how valuable is the experience and the cohesiveness of your fellow coaches who are on the staff?
Oh, it's tremendously valuable. These guys are great, man. I've enjoyed the last couple of years working with them. The relationship we built over that time has really helped in these kind of situations. So we all work well together. We all support. They've been tremendous in trying to help out and doing a little bit more. When they found out Coach was going to be out, asking me if they can do anything more to help, and I really appreciate the efforts from them.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
It's obviously, been an interesting year with the truncated schedule, the injuries, in-season trades, having Cliff have to sit out. Have you ever, you've been in the league a long time. Have you ever seen anything like a year like this?
No, I mean, only the closest thing you can compare it to some of lockout years, coming in a half season or 66-game season to finish a year. But even then, the games as now, man, with the pandemic and the restrictions on things you can do on the floor, the testing twice a day in cases, it's a lot. It's a lot for coaches. It's a tremendous amount for the players because they're trying to get their rest and prepare themselves for games. It's just something else on their plate. So it's been a little different. It's been different for everybody. So we just have to make sure that we doing all that we can to try and keep the guys as fresh and focused as we can to play in every game.
Go ahead, Dan.
Obviously this situation would be tough enough, and then you add to it, you guys have a back-to-back. Just how extra challenging does that scenario make things?
Well, it's tough. I mean, especially when you look at, Indiana's fighting for a playoff spot. Lakers are the Lakers. You know how tough they're going to be anyway, and we're trying to find ourselves. So it's a difficult situation. But you know what? That's the NBA, and for our young guys, we have to make sure we understand that in the NBA, you have to be ready when you don't know what's going to happen next. So you just have to make sure you stand on top of your game, and we as a team stand on top of the team game. So when somebody's out, we can pick up and keep moving.
Chris Cuff, 24 Flicks.
Hey, Coach. So what about you have all these young players as well? Have you ever been in a position like this with such a transition that the Magic are in, since you've been in the league for a long time as well?
No, I mean, the closest thing for me on the coaching staff probably would be the year in Utah that we decided to rebuild. And, we just had young guys, and they didn't know, they wanted more minutes until we got in the season, and their bodies were hurting and everything was tough for them. They figured out that it's a little more than they wanted to take on at that time. But this is different because of the pandemic and the restrictions and the travel. There's just so much more on your plate. It's a little more difficult to handle.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Coach, just over these final 13 games, how much is it about, establishing the right way of play and building, good habits as you guys, get set for the off season, and then, even heading into next season?
A lot about it, just figuring out, first of all, these players, figuring out who they are, for us figuring out how they can play in this league and how they can help us grow. And then the effort and energy and the focus is going to take every night for them, not only to be on top of their game, but to help us be on top of our team game as well. So that's the main focus, really. When the young guys understand the task at hand, and until you go through it, they don't really know. They have an idea. Guys have told them stories about it, but until they go through it, they don't really have a great understanding for it. So now it's an opportunity for these guys, especially because they'll get more time on the floor than when they normally may not have. And so for us to see them against the starters in cases or the top bench guys in cases was good for us, but it's also good for them because now they know the competition they're going to play against every night.
Any final questions for Coach Corbin? Okay, thank you, everyone.